So we're here live with Brian Sloan, the inventor of the Autoblow AI, which is a stroking penis gripper that uses artificial intelligence. So it's a little step ahead of the game. I got to say, congrats on your Indiegogo campaign. It looks like you raised over 5 times your goal, and you still have time left. So that leads me to think that there are a lot of dudes out there who are very enthusiastic about an intelligent blowjob device. So why do you think that is? Like, are they bored with their wife's technique? Like, why is this tool better than their hand or a fleshlight?
Well, a few things there. So, I think that men have been doing it the same way for so long. I guess the brand that people know about is Fleshlight, and this is a rubber vagina in a plastic case. And you still and there's all kind of competing ones, but when you use that, you still need to hold something and move it up and down over your penis over and over, and it's really like just like normal masturbation plus like 10%, let's call it, right?
Yeah,
and,
more or less. You're still using your wrist.
Right. You don't feel like someone else is doing something to you, but and the same thing happened with Autoblow 2, which we also crowdfunded on Indiegogo, that also kind of went wild like this. People want to experience the feeling of someone else doing something to them. And that's what's normally not possible with masturbation. So that's what my device makes possible. It's what the first one made possible, but this one does it differently because now we're using real techniques that human beings use. So it's not just like, oh, put your penis in this thing and it goes up and down. It's like, put your penis in this thing and it goes up and down, but in all kind of different increments that actual people would, it moves in the way that other people would move. So it's taking it just kind
to
of
the next level.
Yeah, decent step closer to really, having the feeling of someone else doing something to you. I mean, you're going to know you have like this kind of machine making a noise in your lap. But other than that, the feeling is different than using one of these like rubber vaginas in a can.
So if you close your eyes, you think it's a real human.
Wow.
More or less.
And put on a noise blocking headset and close your eyes and whatever. Yeah.
How does the AI in Autoblow understand like a high level concept as a blowjob? I mean, I read that it has 16 oral sex techniques, and personally, I think I've only experienced 4 or 5. So I'm curious here.
Yeah. So what we did is I have a team in Serbia, and I had the guys in Serbia. They had to watch 109 hours of blowjob videos at half speed. So that's more than 200 some hours. Yeah, they had to. That was what I told them their work was that month. They had to. So all AI needs human input. Okay, you need to manually tag large data sets, and then you can run these algorithms on the data sets. So we needed to understand what the movements in blowjobs were. So we had these guys. We built a small application. So it would load a video of a blowjob that's been pre-selected, and it only filmed from one angle with not very much movement. Okay, and then we had an art of a penis and an art of a head. And the guy had to watch it at half speed, and he had to move the head along the penis at the approximating the actions that were happening in the film. And that was generating 30 screenshots per second of the film, along with location data of this fake head on the fake penis. So in the end, we generated a terabyte of these images tagged with this location data. And then we also had an orgasm detected button, so we would know like which kind of actions would occur before the orgasm. So then once we had the data set, I took it to this AI company and I told them, I want to know now what blowjobs are. Like, what are the movements? And they said, well, how many modes can your thing have? And I was like, I don't know, how about 10? So then we limited it. I mean, I could have asked them for hundreds of sort of movements, but we limited it to 16. And so then they gave me graphically, and we figured out how to, how those looked and how to program them into the machine. But 16 techniques that are the most popular movements that we found in those videos.
So is this gay videos or straight videos or both, or is it mostly just straight videos?
Well, it's mostly straight videos, but so there was like kind of a thing like, should we have it, they say that like maybe 10% of people are gay. So we actually used 10% gay blowjobs. There's only a few of the guys who wanted to watch like the gay blowjobs. Also, this is sort of a problem.
Yeah,
So
I was
uh,
about to say. I mean, but is the technique that different? I mean, it's still just a
no,
dick in your mouth, I guess.
no, right, and it wasn't, and we didn't want to say like, oh, mode 8 is like gay mode, or this is like the gay version. It gets like hard to sell something when you have to explain it to people. So we just sort of like incorporated a percentage of gay blowjob videos. So you're going to get like, I guess, like a 5 or 10% gay blowjob. So deal with it.
So, okay, quick question here. Why not hire? I mean, you're already sort of near the Czech Republic. There's no shortage of porn stars. So why not hire like a prostitute or a porn star to blow a mannequin or a dummy with like haptic sensors on its penis?
Yeah, it's possible, but see, the way that we can understand like blowjobs in the macro sense is that you need many, many, many of them to analyze, right? And yeah, you could instead of there isn't a device that has haptic feedback on that can record it exactly like that, but we could have filmed ourselves blowjobs being performed at the optimal angle and making everything perfect, but that would have cost more than I wanted to spend.
Yeah,
So
that's
this was
true
like,
than just watching porn. Did any of the scientists suggest that? Like, well, we could have some live women in here giving blowjobs. I'll be your test subject.
no, I think they just wanted to like do the simplest thing they could to get paid, and so us delivering them a nicely tagged data set was like good for them.
Yeah, I was reading that you actually had like PhD qualified robotics engineers and AI scientists working on this. Was it difficult to find people willing to work on this type of an
Yeah.
experiment?
It's really hard, man. I couldn't even. We're making the instruction manual, okay, for the Autoblow, and I wanted a technical writer and I wanted an illustrator, okay. I couldn't even find an illustrator willing to draw my plastic can with like mechanics in it. And I couldn't find someone willing to even write my instructions. Okay. So it was very, very hard to find PhD level people who wanted to do the project. So, but I just spent my time and I found them. And it happened to be, it's very strange. Not only are they both in Canada, the mechanical engineers and the AI company, but they're within like 2 or 3 miles of each other.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, that's random. So,
Yeah.
so tell me how, like, functionally, can you describe how the device works? Like, I was looking at it and I'm confused. Does it come with like a vagina sleeve on the top? Or then I saw
So
that you also had like a mouth and a nose, like it looked like a real doll face or
yeah.
something on it.
So that's a sleeve that Real Doll made for us. They make some sleeves for Autoblow 2, and that one is basically the Autoblow 2 sleeve, and we put it in this. And they're going to make for us a series of Autoblow sleeves for Autoblow AI. So it kind of looks cooler with their stuff in it than our stuff in it because we can't make anything as nice as theirs. But theirs is really expensive.
Well, they've been doing it a long time.
Yeah, and yeah. So the machine comes with a mouth sleeve, right? And actually it's going to be made of silicone, which I don't know, not that many people know the difference between silicone and rubber, but it's kind of a big deal that it'll be silicone. And then you can swap it for a butthole sleeve or a vagina sleeve, and they'll have different textures inside. So the sleeves are swappable, and so you plug it in. You have to have it plugged in while you use it.
Oh, so wait, it plugs into the wall.
Yeah, plugs into the
Oh,
wall.
wow, okay, yeah.
Same as Autoblow 2. Plugs in, then you add your lubricant, you put your penis inside, you turn it on, then you press the play button. It's like there's the bottom button, and it starts cycling through the different experiences. And then each experience can have 10 different speeds. You select the speed. And I think the most fun part is the pause button.
Ooh.
So for a guy who wants to see how long it can last, or just, edge or whatever.
Oh, yeah, the edging feature.
Yeah, the edging feature. So if you're in mode 8, speed 7, you're like, I don't want to finish. So you press pause, right? And then you wait till you're not going to finish. And then when you press pause again, you're back into the same mode at the same speed, because otherwise you need to turn it off and lose your feeling and you cycle back to, it'd be really annoying. So you can pause it, and other things, it sounds kind of basic, but other sex toys can't do that.
And so you don't actually have to move your wrist or anything. You just let you put your dick in the thing and it just does it.
Yeah, you put your
Using,
dick in the thing, and it just does it. And what I hope to do, and it won't come out at the launch time, but I know the guys are already asking. What I want is that you could sit in your chair, like you're at your computer, you're watching porn or whatever, and you mount it onto the desk with like a kind of telescoping, kind of like a tripod sort of arm, and then you could position that, or right in your lap. And I think actually, especially good for guys in wheelchairs, you would position that right in your lap, and then it would hold the thing for you. So you'd even push it a little one step closer to really feeling like you're not doing anything to yourself.
yeah, and then you can really have your free hand for the mouse. You can turn up the volume on the computer. It frees up hands for other things. So how easy is this thing to clean? I mean, I imagine it gets kind of grimy over time.
Well, hopefully none of the grime. That's like a gentle way to say it. None of the grime should really enter the product because the grime would be contained to the sleeve. And since the sleeve is going to be silicone, it's going to be super easy to clean and it won't collect bacteria. But if you ever accidentally got grime inside, that'd be bad because you should.
Yeah, because there's a lot of moving parts there. I guess this also leads me to question. So if the thing's plugged in the wall, like, what if there's a power surge or something? Like, could it? I don't know. It makes me nervous putting my penis into something that's like mechanical like that. Is it dangerous at all?
No, it's not. And first, the current product is 12 volts, 1.5 amps. This one is 12 volts, 12 volts, 3 amps DC. And the last time I tried to understand, like, even if the worst case happened of some strange thing, could you get electrocuted?
Yeah.
And they're like, you can't be electrocuted by 12 volts, 3 amps DC power. And they like touched the lead and it was like connected to the thing. And I told them, like, touch it then. Like it was like exposed on the table and they were like, fine. And I was like worried. And there isn't an amount of power current that, if there was a power surge or something weird, you'd fry the adapter that's plugged into the wall, like your laptop brick. That's the thing that protects the device from a power surge, is that you ruin like a $10 adapter and you don't ruin the device itself, and the power can never reach your penis.
I would plug it into a surge protector just to be safe. That's what I would do.
Right.
I gotta say though, I'm always very like suspicious of those devices that are USB devices because what happens if like a Russian hacker took control of it? So at least here, you can plug it into the surge protector and it's not connected to your computer. Because how they have some of those USB ones that it's like it emulates the movement of the girl's mouth on the porn. Have you seen that one?
There is an old one. They got sued out of existence. It was called Real Touch, which some people claim was the best thing ever invented. That was powered by USB, but it was very, very complex. Really, anything that is able to get power from USB isn't that powerful. You would expect that it would stop very easily once your penis was inside, because USB is like 0.5. I forget how much power comes out, but it's not very much.
Not enough. So I want to switch gears here for a second, just ask you about something I read. So you had a vagina beauty contest. Let's talk about that. What was the point of that? Was this to generate publicity for a device?
Well, everything's to generate publicity for my devices. Like, let's start there. Everything I've ever done, from the time I wake up to the time I go to sleep. But it was a contest. So basically, people always ask me like, oh, well, where do the vaginas and the buttholes and everything come from on your toys? And it's like, well, I realize, like, say Fleshlight, for example, they get them from porn stars. And I think this idea, okay, that was a good idea, but it's kind of a tired idea. And I don't think there's anything special about porn stars' body parts. So I think it's the same as like kind of normal people's body parts. So I thought, well, if I want to put a new vulva on the top of the product, how would I know which is the best looking one that people would want, right?
Yeah.
So I decided, well, I don't know the answer to that. I should have a contest where women upload their pictures, and then the whole world would come vote on them. and then I would know which one is the most beautiful one in the world, right? And then
that makes sense.
yeah, so I just did, and then I thought like, oh, that'd be nice if people came to my contest. And then the thing is, like, people really came to the contest. Uh,
How many women sent in pictures?
in the end, we accepted several hundred into the contest to be voted on. Although many sent them, but they didn't follow the very simple instructions of holding a piece of paper in the photo that had the contest name, because otherwise we wouldn't know whose picture it was.
Yeah.
So we received thousands and thousands of submissions, but we only approved several hundred that could follow the instructions. And then millions of people voted
Wow.
on them. And we ended up making, did you see the film?
I actually didn't see the film. You made a documentary about this?
Actually, Elite Daily at the time, after it was going on, it was kind of in the media, and then they called me up and they said, we would love to be there, for the 3D scanning of these women. Because actually we were going to 3D scan them for the first time. That was kind of the thing that caused, because no one else used 3D scanning to do that. They were using mold making, like 3D, effects, mold making, special effects. So then Elite Daily came out and filmed this. It's on YouTube. If you search vagina contest, I think it comes up like pretty high. It has a lot of views. And yeah, so they filmed this like awkward meeting of all the people and me.
So did the women get paid? Like, what did the winners get?
Yeah, the winners got paid. The winner got $5,000,
Oh, wow.
and the second place got $3,000, and the third place got $2,000. But I did give them a bonus payment to take scans of their anuses and mouths for an extra $500 a person.
Wow. So now you've used those for the sleeves on the devices. So they're kind of, in a sense,
Exactly.
immortalized.
Yeah, they're immortalized.
Yeah.
They're immortalized. And the interesting thing is that they weren't people in the, one reporter came and she said, oh, I'm surprised that they weren't like porn people. There was one porn person who came, but the rest were like,
Amateurs.
there's a designer, there's a fitness instructor, there was like normal people, and they thought that'd be fun to be immortalized on a sex toy.
Huh. So then why do the scrotum contest? Did you do a balls contest? Like who? I don't even think many women are fond of balls.
They're not, I think, and I just thought it would be fun because actually after the vagina contest, I hired a scientist again to write a paper. It's called Vulva Paper. It's at vulvapaper.com, and he analyzed what made the winners and what the public preferred. So I thought that'd just be fun to do it for balls and see what the answer is. So I knew how to do it, and I had all the infrastructure set up. But the disappointing thing was that after all that, the research showed that nearly all the scrotums scored almost equally low.
Wait, equally low on what criteria?
The vulvas, for example, were rated from 1 to 10 stars, and let's say the average vulva was like 4.72 or something. So there was a range, with some statistically significant.
Was it 1 being like ghastly and 10 being like a beautiful vulva?
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. And the scrotums, like the range was so low, the scrotums like average was like 1.12 or something like that.
Well, no one likes balls.
Yeah, but something I tried actually. There was a guy, okay, and I wanted to. I tried to make a product. I made this thing called wall balls. So I wanted to 3D scan the winner's scrotum and immortalize it and turn it into art for your wall, right? And
don't they do that for trucks? Truck nuts or something?
Yeah, they do. They have truck nuts. So I thought, like, oh, everyone who likes balls, they'd buy this. So, but no one bought it, and except like my friends. And in the end, I sent this guy from Cleveland to a 3D scanning facility in Ohio. And they 3D scan his balls all day, and I have all these 3D scans of these balls coming out of his jeans opening, and it cost a lot of money. I lost a lot on this contest. Actually, it was a terrible idea.
Yeah. Although you know what, my brother would have been a great judge for that. He loves balls. So
Really?
I don't know if you're trying to get rid of any of that ball art, but his birthday's coming up. Yeah. My brother, he works at a leather bar in San Francisco, and he loves balls.
Oh yeah, I thought that there'd be that demographic would buy it, but I don't think I reached them for the campaign. I only have one. I have the prototype sculpture, and it sits in the house. My wife makes me kind of hide it somewhere. She doesn't like it.
Are you concerned that the Autoblow AI might be more effective than an actual blowjob, and that men might use it as a substitute for human intimacy? I think it was Bill Hicks who actually said, guys, if you could blow yourselves, ladies, you'd be in this room alone right now watching an empty stage.
Yeah, I mean, look, people still masturbation has been around for a long time, so I don't think it's harmful to, I don't think that improving how masturbation feels will cause people to only want to masturbate. It'll just make their masturbation time better, right? I think they still crave some emotional connection with other human beings. I don't know that, it's not like all you do with your partner is just like get blowjobs. If that was the case, then I would say, yes, maybe that's possible. But considering there are other activities involved in a relationship, then probably people will still crave those other activities.
Do you think the Autoblow AI, will overcome or surpass the stigma with male sex toys? Because I think women are kind of just skeeved out by it. Like if a girl comes into your house and you have like a real doll, they're gonna find it a little weird. And so I imagine if you had a big tripod with like a blowjob machine sticking out of your lap, on your desk, I imagine most girls are like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, well, the same girl in her underwear drawer has like, 4 vibrators. So I don't think that
It's a double standard, though, because I think with like vibrators, at least I know some guys don't like vibrators. With me personally, I'm like, it's all go team. We're trying to get her off, and I can use this device, make it easier. Like I don't think there's a stigma, but then women sometimes have a weird issue with it.
Yeah, I realize that this stigma exists, and it's the reason that I don't use, I don't want my product to be, and it's not an adult thing. It's not a porn thing, right? One of the reasons, other reasons I don't use porn people, or people told me like, why are you in the ads? Like, why isn't there like a porn star with big tits in the ads? And it's like, that's the stigma. That's like what keeps this stigmatized, right? Is connecting it to all these other things. It's not related to porn at all. It's related to self-love,
and self-pleasure, yeah.
It's related to pleasure. And, so that's why I appear in the videos. I say, hey, I'm the guy who invented this thing. Here's what it's going to do for you. It's going to feel great. And I think that's what will take it. I sell my things this is a gadget for guys who like gadgets. And yeah, it's a gadget for your dick, but it's not any different than your other gadgets, that your camera or your whatever. So I think that's the biggest thing that I can do to help remove the stigma, is to be the person that appears in the video, and to never hire a porn star to try to promote my product, because it's not about porn stars or porn or anything else that's stigmatized, whether rightly or wrongly. It's just about me saying this is a normal thing and you should get it because it's going to make your dick feel good, and that's fine.
I think you're doing a service to mankind, personally. So tell me, when will the Autoblow AI be available? Is it available now?
Sort of. No, you can't have it now, but you can buy it now on Indiegogo.
Oh, you can reserve it.
Yeah, you can. You basically pay now. You pay like you could now we have it at $139. It's going to be $250 when it launches. So if a guy pays now, that's the whole thing about crowdfunding. You pay now, and then we ship you in May 2019. So it's being finished now. Yeah, you got to wait a little bit, but then you save like $100. But there's one thing. Indiegogo actually blocked it's the first time they did this to me. They blocked the campaign from being seen by normal website visitors. So even though we pre-sold now at almost $280,000, it only happened from people getting linked to the campaign directly or searching it. So you won't find it just if you go to Indiegogo and look. You have to go to Indiegogo and search Autoblow in the box.
Oh, wow, yeah. I was about to say I didn't know they blocked it because it showed up right for me. So I don't know if maybe the AI on my computer is like, you're going to like this thing. This thing is perfect for you. Check out this page. And so you said it's going to be, so if it's 139 now, do you throw in like a butthole sleeve or something?
You get them, you get the mouth sleeve, but you can buy the butthole sleeve as an extra for a discount. But yeah, of course it comes with the sleeve, but the mouth because it's the auto blow.
No, yeah, exactly. So, people, if you wanna get one of these revolutionary devices early, you can check out Brian's Indiegogo page. You just go to Indiegogo.com and do a search for Autoblow, or I think it's igg.me/Autoblow.
Or they could just go to autoblow.com and there's a link there.
Autoblow.com. You can check it out. I think it's the perfect gift for the holiday season, personally. If you want to have I think a key to a happy relationship is the Autoblow. They'll keep things moving. So Brian, it's been great talking to you. Thanks for being on the show, man.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Happy holidays.